What's good, Chiefs Kingdom? And it's the day after the Tyreek Hill trade. Hopefully everyone's coping together, trying to find a way to get through it, because it's another day. It's free agency. KC's making moves, and we will talk about it in this video. But before we do dive in, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video, as I will dive into anything Kansas City Chiefs related throughout the year that you do not want to miss out on. And without further ado, let's jump into MVS. So today, Kansas City announced the signing of Marquez Valdes-Scantling to a 3-year, $30 million contract, with the incentives of it getting the 3-year, $36 million contract. I do not have the full details on it, but the full details are going to be critical in things like this, because man, you just can't please Chiefs fans. It's ridiculous. No matter what's happened this offseason, the initial reaction has been, man, this team sucks, they don't know what they're doing, and then you let it go down the line and everything works out, and they'd be like, oh, I get why they're doing this. And it happened with Juju, it happened with the Tyreek trade, it happened with anything that's happened throughout this free agency. So it's going to be interesting to see, like I always say, moving forward. But the contract details are going to be what's crucial here, because initially it looks like 3 years, $30 million, so it looks like a $10 million a year, which seems kind of high. But if you start going at it, like I said, when KC works these contracts, there's reasonings behind it, and it looks like the third year is the option. So initially this makes it a 2-year, $20 million deal, and then if you dive in more, it's 2 years, $18 million, which initially makes it like 8 to 10, and with the first year might be 4 to 6. That's how KC works these contracts. So don't be like, oh, they're spending way too much on a guy who doesn't even have that great of production. Which, yeah, it's true, but the talent is there. He takes the top off like crazy. That's there. And he's like I mentioned, very physical, talented, and speed guy, which you don't normally get all in one, which I think fits KC's offense greatly. And let's jump into how he would fit KC's offense. Let's take this out the way. And I know people dove into it right away, because the first thing we saw is, oh, from like a James Palmer, Adam Schefter, all that was, oh, MVS is going to be one of the additions to replace Tyreek Hill. Knock it off. Cut that shit out. He is not an addition that's going to replace Tyreek Hill. There won't be an addition to replace Tyreek Hill. He is strictly to replace a Byron Pringle, a Demarcus Robinson, those type of guys. And if you're looking at it, I would take MVS over both of them. Now, you can make more of an argument for Byron Pringle. I get it, but I don't. Demarcus Robinson, he is a landslide way better than Demarcus Robinson. Like, just in every attribute he is. And if we put up the stats too, like, it's nothing too crazy. Like I mentioned, the year before he had like 600 yards and 6 touchdowns. This year he had a little less than 600 yards and 3 touchdowns. And it's hard to say why he's been so inconsistent, because in Green Bay it seems like the only wide receiver that ever exceeded in that offense was Devontae Adams. And it was just because, I don't know, Rodgers' go-to guy, he doesn't want to look for other players. I don't know. I don't follow the Packers like that, but I noticed no matter who it was on the other side, whether it be Allen Lazard, MVS, Randall Cobb, you can name the line, none of them were ever a clear number 2. And you can make the case KC goes for the same thing, but they don't, because Travis Kelce has shown moments, well, not shown moments, but Travis Kelce, elite. Tyreek Hill, elite. And then Sammy Watkins in the past shows moments. Byron Pringle shows moments. Even Demarcus Robinson shows moments. We just never had that consistency. Now, with MVS at number 2, I don't know if I even want to put him there as well. As you see, and as what I'm imagining too, is KC's going to attack this wide receiver room now that they don't have a clear number 1 guy by a committee. Now you have a Juju, MVS, Hardman, Josh Gordon, and Darius Fountain. And also too, I want to add a name in there too, because I really hope it happens. And if it does, I would really think this receiving core, you could put it in the bank. You can remember this video all the way until the end of the year, rewrap to this year. I believe if we get Laviska Shenault, this wide receiver core will be better than last year's. And people will be like, that's impossible with a Tyreek Hill, without a Tyreek Hill. I don't think so. Just because one guy is amazing doesn't make your whole receiving core. We've seen it in years past. We've seen it last year. That's why KC's receiving core has tended to struggle. And I think I really want Laviska Shenault. But I think MVS is a solid piece. I even mentioned it in a prior video. I want to say it was in my dream mock free agency. Like, I thought we were going to have Hill, But the two main pieces that I wanted to get, we got. I wanted a Shark too, but I mentioned Juju and MVS would help blow this offense over the top. They got him, but also too, now he lost to Hill. So it works and it doesn't work, but it is what it is. I do think it's weird. I'm excited about these moves. I'm excited that it's kind of a new leaf because now we're gonna see new things. Like defenses are gonna exploit us like they used to because they don't have someone burning the top off them, or at least as they used to expect. You still got a Hardman, you still got an MVS who can blow the top off this team. So it's gonna be not funny but crazy to see how teams try to execute against. If they take those two highs down, we might see an old Mahomes of 2018, 2019, and defenses are going to regret that. And we already know he's found a way to beat those defenses too, so it's going to be interesting. But let's dive more into MVS and why I like this pickup a lot, because he's like one of those underdog guys. Like, he's always fought for his chance and things like that, and now he's getting a good payday, a good chance to be a solid contributor on a playoff team. It's going to be exciting to see. What's very underrated about him is his speed. Like, I'll put it up on the board, which I didn't even know too, is he had the second fastest time behind Hill. Now, I know Hill is like crazy athletic speed, but MVS can be too. And the thing that's kind of crazy with that too is usually these smaller guys bring the speed. MVS is 6'4", 205 pounds. Like, he's lengthy, he doesn't got the weight on him like that, but you're not going to catch him, which is crazy too. And then people rave about his run blocking, like he's one of the best run blockers. And two, he didn't drop a pass last year, which is huge, which I know people trying to get over Tyreek. They showed all the drop balls he had. They showed all the drop balls that turn into interceptions. This is a small stepping stone for KC and the receiving corps to get better. And I do think they got better today, even though they got worse yesterday. I know, make it make sense, but I feel like I did, because just because you lost Hill doesn't mean you can improve. They are worse without Hill, but they did improve, and they'll continue to improve throughout the draft and throughout free agency. What I do love now about this is, man, it's like KC's really having a free agency now. It's like we're starting to see guys get rumored that are taking visits to KC, that KC are interested in trade. That's because they have money. And that's the fun thing about it too, is like you don't tie it all into one position and you get a chance to build a team, which I mentioned. KC could be a playoff contender, a Super Bowl contender, but they do got a lot of holes that they need to fill in, and this is a critical time to do it. That's why it makes sense that don't tie it all down in the Hill, because you got all these needs that you need to fill. So I get the trade. I think a lot of Chiefs Kingdom are starting to come through with the trade also. It's going to take time because we're going to be seeing that peace sign in a different uniform, but these small baby steps will help. And when in September, when you see Mahomes balling out with different players and he's still looking the same, we will get over it. But Chiefs Kingdom, I'm going to close out this video. I just wanted to mention our quick signings. It looks like I'm going to have more videos on more signings. Like I said, Chiefs are actually having a lot of visits coming in that makes it more fun, makes this free agency get-go happen. Draft is about to come in, but let me know how you feel about this MVS signing. Honestly, I think it's a stellar signing. You got to look at it in a different perspective. Don't look at him replacing Tyreek. That's not what it is. It's him replacing DeMarcus or Byron. And if you're viewing it as that, it's a win. But I am checking out Chiefs Kingdom. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day.